Hello there, folks, and welcome to Tulum Scooter Rentals. We are the premier Tulum scooter rental company in the area, and you have found by far the best place to rent a scooter in Tulum. So I'm going to teach you a few things in this video, and by the time you're finished listening to it, hopefully you're going to know a lot more about renting a scooter than you did before you watched this. So what are you going to learn in this video? First thing I'm going to teach you about is our scooters. You're here to rent a scooter, and there's no reason you shouldn't learn as much as possible about renting a scooter. I also want to teach you about our scooter rental requirements. There are some requirements that you must meet in order to rent a scooter from us. I'm also going to tell you what's included with our scooters. It's not just the scooter that you get, there are several other things as well. And at the end, I'm going to give you a pitch of exactly why it is that you should rent from us. So if at any time during this video you have questions or you want to find out information, or you're just simply ready to rent a scooter at the moment, you can visit us at www.tulumscooterrental.com. So let me tell you first about our scooters. Obviously you're renting a scooter, so that's something that you're probably quite interested in. Our scooters are a high quality local brand. And the reason that we chose a local brand is because we want you to fit in with everybody else who's riding scooters. The last thing you want is a scooter that says "rent me" on it so that the police can target you as a tourist and charge you extra money and bribes. So our scooters are a local brand, and that's going to help you blend in with the locals. And they are high quality, very, very good brand. The next thing I want to tell you about is our scooters are fast. You can compare our scooters to the competition. We beat them by miles. Most of the scooters that you're going to find for rent in Tulum are 110 cc's, and they're Honda Dios. 110 cc's cannot keep up with 150 cc's. They just cannot. And if you're very lucky, you're going to find some that are 125 cc's, and still 150 cc's is going to leave something like that in the dust. So our scooters are fast, which helps get you from point A to point B much, much faster. Also, our scooters are late model. We try to keep a fleet of newer scooters because they're easier to maintain and more reliable for our customers. So that works out really, really well for you. Our scooters also are low miles, low kilometers, depending on where you're from. So we don't use scooters for years and years. We try to replace the scooters in our fleet quite frequently. And all of our scooters are in good shape. Really, they are. We do our best to maintain their cleanliness. And even though the streets in Tulum can be quite dusty and dirty, we do our best to clean them and make sure that they look good for the customers when they rent them. So what are the scooter rental requirements? Well, first of all, you have to be 18 years old to rent a scooter. That's not just something that we enforce, that's actually enforced by the law. You must be 18 years old. And quite frankly, anyone under 18 probably has no business renting a scooter. They'd probably kill themselves anyways. So 18 years old, you have to be. You also must possess a valid driver's license. Can be from any state, can be from any country. As long as the picture on your driver's license matches your face, we're comfortable with it. In order to minimize damage to our scooters and hold some accountability to our customers, we do require a $250 USD deposit. You can pay that in dollars, or you can pay that in the equivalent Mexican pesos. That's up to you. You'll also have to pay the scooter rental fee. We rent our scooters on a sliding scale depending on how long you rent them. The longer you rent them, the cheaper they get. But you need to pay the scooter rental fee at the time that you pick up the scooter. Also, we do not rent to drunk people, so make sure you're sober. If you can hardly stand, you're not going to get the scooter from us, I'm sorry. And you need to wear a helmet at all times when you're renting a scooter. I can tell you a countless number of stories of people who have driven without a helmet even for a few moments, and a police officer spotted them and they had to pay, well, a bribe or have their scooter towed to the police station. So you must wear a helmet at all times in Mexico. So what's included with your scooter? Well, first of all, in order to start your scooter, you're going to need a scooter key. That's obvious. You also are going to get either 1 or 2 helmets. Please keep in mind that under the seat of the scooter, there's space for 1 helmet, not 2. So if you're not going to need an extra helmet, there's no sense on carrying one around because you may lose it. But if you want to ride with someone else on the back, you might as well get 2. And actually, you need 2. So that's an option as well. We do offer cable locks and cable keys. These will cost extra. We use something called kryptonite locks. If you're familiar with bikes, they're the best bike locks in the world. Very, very, very strong. Of course, nothing is uncuttable at some point, but they're the best locks that you can get. And like I said, they do cost extra. We also offer insurance on our scooters. Keep in mind that the insurance only covers damage to third-party vehicles. It does not cover damage to you, and it does not cover damage to the scooter. If you damage the scooter, you're going to have to pay for it, and that can exceed the $250 damage deposit that you pay when you rent it. So be careful with the scooter. You really have to drive defensively in Tulum. There's so many taxis and so much traffic, especially during the high seasons. So another thing that's included, and sometimes it's needless to say, is you have loads of fun on a scooter. We have had a countless number of people thank us profusely about the fun that they had on a scooter, about how happy that they were renting a scooter compared to renting a bike, renting a scooter compared to riding around in taxis or walking everywhere or taking some sort of public transportation. So you do get loads of fun when you rent a scooter with us. So why rent from us? And this is the pitch that I have to give you. First of all, we accept online reservations. We are one of the few, if any, of the companies that take reservations online. How does that work? You pay a you choose the date, you pay a reservation deposit, and then when you arrive in town, the scooter is earmarked and guaranteed for you. Compare that to the competition where you go and to pick up a scooter and you're lucky if they have one. And if they don't have one, you wait in line until someone returns one, which is not a way to rent a scooter at all. So we do accept online reservations and we reserve that scooter for you. We also offer the best prices in Tulum. If you compare us to the competition, you're comparing us to 110cc scooters, perhaps 125cc scooters. Our scooters are faster, in better shape, newer, and much, much, much more fun to ride. Another thing that we offer is if you've read our website, you realize that we operate exclusively online. So that means we're centrally located because we have a central pickup and drop-off location that's very, very easy to find. So you drop off, we drop off the scooter, you pick it up, and then you drop it off at the same place. And you receive your damage deposit back so long as the scooter is returned in the same condition that you received it. Our scooters are immaculate, as I've mentioned before. That's another reason to rent from us. And we give free insurance. You get helmets. We don't charge for that. And locks are optional, as I mentioned before. So the question is, what are you waiting for? I strongly recommend that if you decide that you want to rent a scooter when you're in Tulum, you make your reservations as soon as possible. There have been times of the year where we're turning down about 75 to 85% of the customers just based on lack of availability. So if you want a scooter and you want that scooter earmarked for you, I would recommend making reservations as soon as possible. So now's the time. Go to www.tulumscooterrental.com. That's www.tulumscooterrental.com. It's not rentals, it's rental. So whether you rent from us or whether you rent from someone else, I hope to see you on the beaches of Tulum and enjoying the beautiful Caribbean weather.